tous, here I am near to the Eiffel Tower in Paris to look back on a night that many people will never forget. South Africa, champions of the rugby world yet again. Here's our look back on a very special game.
President Thabo Mbeki joins the South Africans as they lift the World Cup for the second time in their history. The final score 15-6 after a tense but gripping final that saw no tries scored. Unbridled joy for the Springboks, who've looked imperious throughout the tournament. And there were memories of 1995 when a newly united nation won for the first time.
Try not to cry, but it's amazing. I wonder if 4 years of 50 people's lives can fit into that little cup, but it has been worth every single second.
There wasn't much to separate the two teams after a tit-for-tat of first-half penalties, but there was a turning point early in the second when Matthew Tate broke free for England. He fed Mark Cueto, and the winger touched down. But with his foot nestling the line, the TV ref ruled no try. Shortly afterwards, FRANCE24-EN put the South Africans 15-6 up with a well-struck penalty, adding to strikes from Percy Montgomery. 60,000 English fans made the trip across the channel, but in the end they could only applaud consolation medals for a team that's confounded its critics to reach the final. Agony for star back Jason Robinson, who was forced off injured in his last game. But in the end, the Super Springboks were just too strong and made sure that a World Cup full of surprises ended up with one of the favourites winning.
So we now know the names of the world champions. And what a 6-week period this has been. Some fantastic rugby's been played in this Rugby World Cup. Let's look now at other things though. Let's look at the effect it's had economically, the effect it's had culturally, and of course, the effect it's had in terms of rugby worldwide. It's September the 7th. In just a few hours' time, it'll be the first match of the Rugby World Cup. France versus Argentina.
A full stadium, plenty of patriotic fervour, colourful support, and the tournament's first big shock in the opening game. France's Bête Noire Argentina beating Les Bleus once again, a defeat that caused physical and emotional damage.
Very disappointing. They were useless in every aspect of the game.
Argentina proving they have what it takes to mix it with the big boys. The other major surprise of the group phase was the entertaining Fijians qualifying for the quarter-finals at the expense of Wales.
Over 74,000 people will be here in the Millennium Stadium of Cardiff to witness what is sure to be one of the highlights of the Rugby World Cup 2007.
Into the last 8, and Les Bleus laid down a challenge to the All Blacks, playing in all silver right from the haka. It was one of the great World Cup nights in Cardiff. Despite a forward pass earlier in the move, Yannick Josion's try was awarded and France had beaten New Zealand. More Southern Hemisphere woe as defending champions England set up a semi with the French by beating Australia.
Yeah, another game against England now, and it's not easy. We know England; it's a strong, good team. We have to prepare this with pleasure.
It's France versus England at the Stade de France, and there's such a lot at stake.
Back from injury to haunt the French. For the second World Cup semi-final in succession, England's star fly half Johnny Wilkinson kicked Laporte's side into submission. French dreams in tatters. England's mental strength carrying them into the final. Heartbreak all over France for a record TV audience for rugby.
It happens every time. The little bit of luck we never have, the English always have.
Tactically, I think we were lacking something. We've been playing the same way for too long.
The other semi-final saw the Quicksilver winger Brian Habana capitalise on Argentinian errors to set up a South Africa against England final. Meanwhile, the French were left to rue, failing to become world champions on home soil.
So, my friends out there in rugby land, I'm afraid it's time for me to go. It's the end of this tournament that's captivated all of us for the past 6 weeks. Of course, don't forget our rugby blog, which will continue on France24-EN-Rugby-October. We want your thoughts about the tournament, your thoughts about the future of rugby. But I'll give you an important rendezvous. New Zealand, 2011. Maybe see you there. Bye for now.